It's the 22nd of February, and Occupy Eureka is going to the police department. And here we are. It's a little after 11 at EPD, and we're here to demand the return of our stolen property. Got a nice turnout today. A couple of trucks, and we're ready to go.
So I'm not sure how you go about doing that, but we're here to pick it up. We have trucks and everything.
Evidentiary.
So why don't you all go ahead and have a seat, stand, whatever you want to do.
All right. Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Thank you.
If you choose to smoke, you have to go across the street.
You can't smoke.
Yeah.
Repair it or?
So the remaining property.
Tear it down and build back.
Wait, everybody. So, Aaron, could you say it so we can all hear it, please?
The remaining property items will be held as evidence until further notification is received from the district attorney's office that the charges for each defendant in this matter have been resolved and the case is adjudicated. Okay?
All the cases are
If
adjudicated.
you would like to provide us with a court order, we would be more than happy to comply with a court order.
All the cases are adjudicated. We're here for our stuff. There's no evidentiary value to holding it. There probably wasn't prior to today, but there are no cases that have any property or evidence that you all are holding. And the district attorney actually told some of us that he already verbally told the EPD to release all our stuff because he doesn't need it for anything. The cases have been dismissed and about 5 of them have been pled out. There is no reason for you to hold, for the Eureka Police Department to hold any more of our stuff. I'm not sure what defendants they're talking about in this matter, whatever that means. Does that mean 4 months of protest? But we're here for our stuff. We want it today. There's no reason for you all to hold it. We're not going anywhere to get a court order. If you want to make a phone call and get that permission or get that whatever, then go for it. But we're here for our stuff because now, and it has been wrongly held, illegally held, and confiscated.
And I'm going by the direction of my lieutenant, Lieutenant Tony Zanotti.
Okay, so Lieutenant Tony Zanotti or you or whoever needs to contact whoever they need to contact so that they can release our stuff to us.
Because then when we met with the district attorney, there was a group of about 10 of us that met with the district attorney and Lynette, and he was even agreed that there's no reason to hold the property that has no evidentiary value to him or anybody else. And he said that he would send you guys a memo, which we just spoke with him. Oh, this is Janelle right here. The district attorney stated that he called this office and told you to release the property. This office maybe not you, but told this office that to release the property because it has no evidentiary value. I do not know.
How about you all do that homework and we'll wait for our stuff.
The district attorney, Paul Gallegos. Paul Gallegos and Lynette was there dictating.
Lynette Mullen.
That was there was a February 5th meeting that we met with him. We've given him a few weeks to get that information out, which we said we would do. And so today is just kind of, that's it. Like we shouldn't have to wait longer. It's already almost the end of the month.
So here's what I'm saying. So let me go to back to my lieutenant and see.
All right. Thank you.
We are good to go.
Okay, cameras are rolling.
With Lieutenant Zanotti's direction for the case, nothing will be released until we have it in writing by Paul Gallegos. In fact, then things will be released. It is not our position to ask him for it. You are the people who are wanting it. You can request to send it over either by email or writing. We never go release by anything verbal. It's always by writing, email, or
There are plenty of things that the Eureka Police Department has confiscated that was not connected to any arrest or ticket. And so the Eureka Police Department, I did, but there's an additional category of things that you all have illegally confiscated, need to return, has nothing to do with the district attorney, has nothing to do with any cases or defendants or evidence. It's just that the Eureka Police officers go over there, take it, and then bring it here. So we want all of the stuff back. What I'm saying is that it's misinformation for them to say that it's, he's with us, that it's all based on some kind of adjudication, because the Eureka Police Department has come and stolen things from us, and it has nothing to do with the district attorney. No due process.
Heard what I said today. You have it on camera. You rewind it and listen to it again.
We're not going anywhere, so
We're not going, yeah.
We're staying. Call the damn district
Judge
attorney.
Janelle's on the phone with you, so.
But what I'm saying is that you all have a lot of property that the Eureka Police Department on its own has decided to come take and not have any prosecution connected to it. And so you all need to give that stuff up without any permission from anyone else.
All right.
Yeah, so we want their written policy. We want their written policy. Okay, I'm robbery.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just waiting for the.
So wait, so she...
Into that, it will be after lunch that she has the ability to look into that.
Well, okay. So the paperwork will be to us after lunch because the person that has it doesn't have that ability until after lunch.
I don't know if the paperwork will be to you because I don't know if we have a policy.
It could be
Oh,
sooner.
you don't have a policy.
No, that's not what I said.
They don't. She doesn't think that there is a policy
That's not what
about
I said.
returning. Yes,
I am not sure.
she
if
she
there
is not sure if there is a written policy on returning people's belongings, personal belongings. Okay, well, we are going to be staying until that paperwork is given to us.
And our stuff is
And our
returned.
stuff is
And our
returned.
things are returned. Yeah.
And your things are not going to be returned per Lieutenant Zanatti, per the chief. The items that were released were taken at any point during Occupy about October till now is being held.
But all those charges have been dropped.
Can you tell us what she said?
Like I said,
No.
let me try to get
okay.
louder out
Okay.
here, okay, if I can do this.
Okay.
So, the property that Ms. Starr was talking about, that say when we drive up, we see a sign on a fence, we take that down and we take it back to our department. There's no arrest at that time. All of that type of property and all the other that we have from about October till say now is not going to be released. We need a court order, something signed by a judge. We need a word from the district attorney's office, Paul Gallegos, and not just a word that has to be documented on paper or email, and we would be more than happy to release property. Just because cases are dismissed doesn't mean departments can't go back or district attorneys can't go back and prosecute.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It's called double jeopardy.
And it's also called due process. So there is no due process. You have violated due process.
So we're going to be here till we get our stuff. So it might behoove the EPD to get that documentation.
Yes.
No, it's up to you to
No.
get it.
Make a
I'm
phone call,
sorry. You're
Aaron.
holding it illegally. So you need to
That's not
prove
going
to us.
happen.
You need to prove to us that you are legally holding these belongings.
No, that is
You're-
not true.
Oh, it is true.
I
You
agree.
are holding it. You
I
are the
agree to
burden of
disagree.
proof. You have it. You have to prove to us that you have it legally. We want to see it on paper. We want it written out on paper why you are holding our belongings.
I appreciate what you're
May I ask a question?
Sure.
It seems to me that there are two types of property. One belongs, it's like community property to occupy, the things like the tables,
saying. A lot of that.
okay, and the sign. But then there's another type of property.
Yes.
there is the survival gear. There's the personal property that is owned by the people, which they can identify as their personal property. Now, from conversations I have had over the years, is that lots of times the personal property that is taken from, quote, homeless people is disposed of. Has that happened in this case?
I don't know.
Okay. I also know that usually when property is seized, it's inventoried.
Yes.
And it's recorded.
Yes.
And there is no doubt about it that that property either exists because there's an inventory list that exists. And we have had problems in the past when things that were seized doesn't appear, because then either you don't have any prosecution going forward because that evidence disappears, or the evidence in the case of drugs lots of times has gone into wrongful hands. So it's really important to have that accountability. I understand that. But there's another issue I know for a fact that exists, and that is the issue when you seize survival gear of what happens to that individual when everything he has to depend on to exist, when there is not enough shelter, when you have only 10% for the beds of the people that are homeless on any given night in Humboldt County. We only have beds for 10% of the existing homeless population. If you have over 2,000 homeless people and you have less than 200 beds, that means that you have 90% of your people depending on their survival gear to keep from freezing in the elements. Now, what has happened that you may not be aware of was we've had an individual die, and I take that very seriously, and that is civil suit implications. When you're holding people's survival gear, when you're holding their tents and their sleeping bags, and you're expecting to exist without nothing, you are opening yourself up for a civil class lawsuit, perhaps by their family, their loved ones, perhaps by advocates on their behalf. So this is very serious. That's what I think. And I think there's two things. It's one thing to ask for a table and chair and signs. That's community property. It's another thing to expect the individuals to replace constantly their personal property that they need to survive out there in the winter when there's not enough adequate shelter. That's a whole nother issue.
Yes.
And that's what I want to again say. I know for a fact that I was told by all the chiefs of police, as well as the sheriff, that they do not have enough space to store what they confiscate. And I know that we're probably talking a pretty large storage locker for everything that was seized. So I would say, considering the fact that more than 3 months has passed, that it's quite possible you do not have
That's right.
these items, which means that we probably need to inventory their worth. But how do you inventory the worth of an individual who's died because his survival gear was taken? That's a whole other question.
Just compensation.
Yeah. So please.
I don't know if I have that voice to do that. I've been to class.
Okay, then we'll do a human mic.
I've been
She
given
doesn't know
advice.
if she has the voice to speak loud enough, so we'll do the human mic with her. And so what we are.
Not because I was sick last week.
Because she
Sleeping
was
outside.
sick.
Sleeping outside.
So what we would like to have is a written document of your police policy, the police department policy on returning people's belongings. We would like to see that on paper, please.
November 7th. So we're
So Naughty will get mad at me, I'll get yelled at.
It's always just stall.
Well, no, they're close. 12 to 1. Yeah, they are. It's not probable. Yes, with respect, all due respect.
Not even,
Whatever. Supporters, 20 plus of us at the Eureka Police Department Station, and we are here demanding all of our property be returned. We've had hundreds of signs and banners taken. We've had survival gear, blankets, sleeping bags, tents, canopies, literature, tables, chairs, clothes, everything. Beginning on November 7th to date, being taken, stolen by the Eureka Police Department, primarily sometimes with the help of the Humboldt County Sheriff's Department. All of our cases, except Hans Ashbacher, which had nothing to do with any property, there was no property have been adjudicated. Most of them have been dismissed by the district attorney and the court, and a few of them got infractions.
So you would like a list?
All in all the cases are gone. If the police ever had any evidentiary reason for
well, I'll present that. I don't have any
more.
Myself, I have no
So,
property. I'm just here supporting the people who did lose their property. But, so can we just have that?
I don't know about all these
out.
farms, but
I don't know what the group.
I mean, beginning the first day that they
Is the chief going to come talk to us?
our stuff, have been coming here and getting many different answers. In fact, the
I'm
first
sorry?
answer we got on November 7th after
Is there anybody who's like
from the
in
records
charge?
supervisor, Aaron McBride, at the
Right now, I'm dealing with
that
what I'm
our
hearing,
stuff was probably at Cooper Gold.
Is there anybody
not
in charge
the
right now,
building,
like
but out
in the station?
field. And we said,
Can we speak to them?
Just put our stuff out there in the middle of a field. And
Well,
she
that's
said,
what I
"Well,
just
they're
asked."
sleeping outside
Well, there's a lot of
already."
people here.
What you're here
So
for is
we've got all kinds of answers.
what I've been directed to do by my supervisor is get a name, a probable date of birth, if you'd like to give that, and a list of what property we have of every individual. So I can give the time and effort to you to look up. Yes, we have it, no, we don't. Yes, this is really cool. Some stuff we might have in safekeeping, some stuff we might have in all kinds of want to give back what we can set up at the time you're here.
Okay, I had property confiscated on the 7th of November, the 14th of November, and the 30th of November.
7th of November. And what is your last name?
Decker, D-E-C-K-E-R. First name is James,
James?
J-A-M-E-S.
Okay. Your middle name?
Allen, A-L-A-N.
And a date of birth for you, sir?
January 14th, 1958.
Okay, so on the 7th, what
Okay.
we had you 3 times, did we arrest you 3 times?
I was not arrested on any of those occasions. I was handcuffed and illegally detained on November 30th while they were confiscating property.
I go to the jail.
I did not go to the jail. I was handcuffed, put on the steps of the jail. My picture was taken in some sort of extrajudicial process, and my property was taken.
We've asked today for inventory. Essentially, the Eureka Police Department is giving us the runaround and saying that it's our responsibility to figure out how we're going to get our stuff back from them. There has been no process, and I haven't seen
What other dates are there?
inventory list. They don't
I'm
want
sorry?
Other dates besides November 7th?
November 14th and December, or November 30th and December 17th.
We're ready for our stuff back. We have had no due process, legally held. Somebody died.
And what property do we have?
Okay, you have a 400-watt inverter,
Okay.
2 blankets, 1 sleeping bag liner.
Are we giving lists now? Because
Color
we can't.
or-
They want individual.
I'm sorry?
we should describe the blanket.
The blankets, one was a brown weave, one was a blue quilt with stars on it. The 400-watt inverter is blue in nature, in color, if you need that. Okay, I was a Sony AM/FM radio cassette player with compact disc. And thanks to one wonderful person, we are having lunch here at the police department while we wait for our property to be returned.
You got the ducker dude down here.
Should be okay.
Where's the music?
everything, all of it. There's no reason
All
for
the
them to hold
cases
it.
have been
Now
adjudicated,
it's
they've been
just
dropped,
theft.
and all they just took it, and now they will not give it back.
Does it say one of the
Yeah.
occupied EPD?
Well, the 7th and the 14th is when they took most of the 2 days.
Right.
And then, but every day they continuously
Well,
take stuff without documentation. They're not documenting the items taken.
No due process.
Yeah, they're not, and so therefore there's no documentation.
And they keep on passing
People's
the buck.
property that they have stolen. So that is an issue. And we
Okay.
want to
Including,
talk
My
about
question though, is Ruben made some kind of comment, but is this the first time you guys have actually
No.
come to the lobby? Like,
No, we've been here multiple
In a
times.
group lobby.
Going just after the first
Oh.
day.
They told us, like they told you the first day on the 7th, that they put it in Cooper Gulch. Remember that? You guys reported
Yeah.
that they put it in Cooper Gulch. They've been doing the runaround for all this time.
All right.
And,
Well, I don't even know if we'll cover it because I thought this was the first day you guys kind of came into the lobby.
Oh, you wanna
Yeah, the
do
group
one of those ongoing,
Well, yeah. I don't know if
yeah.
it's newsworthy, but all right.
Newsworthy.
The fact that the police are stealing property is not newsworthy?
I'm making newsworthy for ya.
Yeah, how about the contract?
I wanted him to ask me again if I got paid, because I'm going to tell him that Channel 3 pays me to do this.
Our Constitution is being violated.
Yeah, and I would like to
They've
do it.
got these communist powers that are saying exactly what you're saying, and co-opting always do.
Okay. Could we keep it down just for a second? We're recording. We're recording. We're recording.
Cameras are rolling.
So I'm asking for whoever is head of the criminal investigation section that has control of all the belongings, the confiscated items. Yeah, it's on paper, so they must have somebody.
Well, they have a lot of things on paper, I guess.
Yes, I know. But if it's on paper, they're held accountable for it.
Is the policy?
Yes, it's their policy.
Yeah, I was actually going to check it out. They say
Sometimes you go away from it, this news off on a lot of different subjects.
Holidays or weekends, but Wednesday they have to, says it right there.
Those are the good times. Them got it.
You want me to go say hi to other
If I knew there was something wrong with it. This comes from our old chain of command. We obviously have a new chain of command now. Something that you should know regarding policies, they're always being updated. So this was in the process of being revised. Okay, so it's not under the operations division, it's under the policy and records.
Okay, so since we're in this holding pattern between policies,
We are.
okay, so you are in this holding pattern of policies. What is the public supposed to do? Who are we supposed to call upon?
Then you ask and I tell you.
Okay, so I am...
I supervise the property and records second.
So you are the supervisor.
I supervise it, and then I have my lieutenant in charge with me, and then it goes to the chief.
Okay, so you are the one then that the whole time we have been needing to speak to get our issues taken care of. Well, honey, you just told me that you are the supervisor of that department. So that department is in control of the belongings of Occupy.
That section of the department is.
And you are the supervisor. So you are responsible.
Yeah.
That's what supervising means. I've been a supervisor. I know what supervising.
My job that I've been doing.
Oh no, I'm telling you that I know what you're supposed to be doing, and I would like to have your understanding that you need to answer our questions concerning this. You're a public servant. You cannot just say, I'm not going to talk to you.
I know that.
Okay, so please answer our questions.
What is
We
your
want
question?
to know when we're going to get our belongings.
You're going to get your belongings when, like I said, about 11:30 this morning, when we get written documentation from Paul Gallegos.
And are you going to ask for that?
I am not done yet.
Are you going to ask for that?
I am not done yet. You're interrupting. In writing, either by email or handwritten, or a court order.
And that's all you can do for us.
Yes.
You got that on film? That's all she can do for us, which is a lot. Thank you very much.
For the 6, yeah.
We really like our
I ain't getting
stuff.
arrested. I need a
We
job.
got trucks here ready to get it. You've had it for way too long. My cases have been dismissed for 2 months almost.
Yeah.
The EPD has tons of our property. Signs,
Anybody else gonna leave?
Yeah.
Why do we have to leave?
We are closed at 5 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
There's nobody here to help you anymore.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you the
So-
supervisor?
Yes, I am the supervisor of the records and property section of Eureka Police Department.
And so you can release the belongings.
No, I cannot.
And can we know why? Please
Because
explain
I
it to
have,
us again.
okay, I have a supervisor, my lieutenant, and then there's the chief.
Uh-huh.
No, there's no chief of police.
Yes, there is.
but your current policy says you can release it.
He doesn't matter.
I told you 11:30 this morning, for your property to be released, what we need is a court order or paper documentation from Paul Gallegos, the district attorney. Until we get
Or an
that, we
email, you
cannot
said.
go any further. Or an email, something in writing. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now if you refuse to give us our belongings
Yes,
today,
I am refusing
you are
to give you your
refusing to
belongings
give us
today,
our
yes.
belongings. And now you're locking the doors and you're telling us that we have to leave. What happens if we just stay here and wait until our belongings are released?
We'd like to talk to the supervisor because...
I don't know that.
You
I am
have a
locking the door. I
supervisor.
asked you to leave. It's up to you if you want to.
You have a lieutenant, he
In
never
that
came out all day, like you said, till 11:30.
In that
We've been here for hours.
We've
been here for hours.
could release our stuff.
What's your position?
I'm just trying to get a police report. They told me I'd get one.
So,
We've been waiting to talk.
We've been waiting for hours.
You understand?
Did you hear me?
You
We've
need
been waiting
to
for our
leave the
stuff for
lobby. It
hours.
is closed.
Oh,
You're going to be arrested for
okay.
trespass.
You've been here all day and you
We
couldn't
have
all
been
understand
waiting
that.
for you to come out and speak with us. You haven't come out to speak with us until now. So we would like to know where the possessions are that you have
leave the lobby, you'll be
confiscated.
arrested. I'll give you a couple minutes to think about it.
You all need to
Well-
give us our stuff.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
our stuff
I
back,
filled out the
and we
paperwork
need to
that she
talk to
requested
you.
of me, and I sat here patiently all day, and I was never
Why
spoken
won't you
to
talk
by
to us?
anyone from property.
Why won't you talk? We've been waiting here since 11:30 to talk specifically to you, and you have refused to talk to us until now, threatening to arrest us. When we simply came here to talk to you,
get our
asking
stuff.
what you're doing with our things. How come you can't do that? Why do you have to do this?
Your stuff is being held for evidence.
There is nothing for there to be held. There's no evidence. The cases have been
You
dismissed.
don't want to listen to my answers.
The cases have been
So you
dismissed
need to leave the
tonight.
lobby now, or you'll be arrested for
You
trespass.
guys make
understand
false
this.
arrests, the
This
cases
is-
get dismissed, and then you're
You
stealing
want to be
our
arrested for
stuff.
trespass, or are you going to leave?
Nah, I think I'm gonna leave. I
Okay,
don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
arrested
gonna
for
leave